Denise. Denise. It's Denise. It's Denise. It's Denise. It's Denise. It's a podcast party. It's a podcast party. It's a podcast party.
I gotta say, I feel like we're besties now after this. What's up, guys? It's Denise Salcedo. Hey there, what is up, everyone? How's it going? Sorry that I'm so super late on this stream. Things kind of just got a little bit out of control this last couple of minutes. I was trying to get everything ready for today's show. Just to be right now, there's a lot of things going on in the wrestling world, and so it's just kind of been absolutely nuts. And here I am. This show is supposed to be dedicated to NXT, but I'm sure we're going to be bringing up other topics that are clearly a lot larger than NXT. So we will get into all of that here today, everyone. It's kind of nuts, but let's get into this show as best as we possibly can. Also, let's get all right. Sorry, guys. Some of these comments were making me laugh, but we got a first super chat of the night, and this is from Nick Grasso, who says, didn't like the ending. If they wanted to put Gigi and JC against Roxanne Perez, they should have had them come out and challenge her to a triple threat match. And why was that the main event? So Nick Grasso kicks us off here by, here's the thing about today's episode of NXT. Today's episode of NXT was probably my least favorite episode of NXT in a very long time. There was a lot of things that occurred on this show that I was not a fan of. I was like, what is happening here? Like, this is not a good direction. We had a not so great, finish to a match there was a lot of things that I didn't like on NXT today, and we're going to break those down in just a second, guys. And sorry, guys, my phone is absolutely exploding right now, so I'm trying to get all of this situated. But Nick, this episode of NXT was not a good one, unfortunately. It felt very, very off, where there were some decisions that were made on this show that didn't necessarily feel so great. But thank you so much to Nick Grasso for sending that super chat in. We also have another one here from Heidi Ho, who says, glad I went to Raw last night before the train comes off the tracks. That's definitely a good way of putting it here today, guys. That is a good way of putting it off here today. Okay, so let's get into NXT and what actually happened here today. All right, so we opened up the night with Tony D'Angelo versus Dijak, and this was interesting, a little bit interesting. I thought the match was okay. I think the NXT audience liked this match a little bit more than maybe the TV viewers at home. At least I didn't really feel like I was too invested in this match, and really because I've mentioned this already before, but when it comes to Wesley, I'm pretty already feeling like it's just going to be a transition of him being NXT North American champion. It's going to be coming relatively close to an end pretty soon. So with Dijak, to me, is the person that is going to clearly end up becoming champ. So going into this, I was like, okay, I'm expecting to see Dijak get the victory here. And so this kind of felt a little bit, very predictable. But I knew that Dijak was going to, get the win. So he defeats Tony D, and then he has a stare down with Wesley. So this part, I will say I did like, because at least it's on the trajectory of what I've been expecting for NXT and the programming that we've been seeing, the last couple of weeks. We got a super chat here from Chris, who says, what Stephanie McMoney says, doing in the Impact Zone. Thank you so much for putting in a laugh here today. Now, I know people are like, why is she talking about NXT and NXT secondary right now, guys? I know what's going on, and I might as well just talk about it for the most part right now, everyone, because this is kind of going down all in real time. So there's still just a lot to process for a second, but let's just take a break from NXT real quickly because I recognize everybody here wants to talk about the big giant elephant in the room, and I can't put it off any longer. Shelton Jackson sends in a super chat saying, if you ever needed proof of why we fans can't leave nice things, i.e. the old man returns, Stephanie leaves, and tonight's episode of NXT. That's definitely, man. I posted a timeline of everything that has happened with the whole news with Vince McMahon and everything that's happened since the Wall Street Journal broke the first story. And one of the things that I've been saying was that this has really just been happening so fast. Like 1 second you're hearing one thing, the next it's out there. The 1 second you're getting a report from, the Wall Street Journal saying that this is happening. The next thing you know, Vince McMahon is back. It has been moving so freaking fast. Now, let me pull up my phone here because earlier today, it was announced that Stephanie McMahon had officially put out her resignation from WWE, okay? And that was, I'm going to be honest, like that was pretty sad to see because I'm a fan of Stephanie's. I really am a fan of hers. And it was really sad to kind of see how it's all sort of come to an end. And I need to pull up this timeline just to kind of guide us through a little bit of what's going on. So Stephanie essentially says that she's resigning. The last quote that she put in her statement was basically saying that WWE right now was basically super strong and she's decided to return to her leave of absence. So her initial leave of absence that occurred was back in May of last year. So May of last year, we were basically, Stephanie was taking a leave of absence. And since then, let me pull this up here. Since then, here's a nice little timeline for you guys. This is the best that I can do. I tried to make everything fit on here as best as I can, but there's still so much more. So the Wall Street Journal story first breaks. Stephanie becomes the interim CEO, and Vince McMahon does that SmackDown appearance. He also does the Raw appearance after that. Afterwards, we had a lot of shifting of powers. We saw, Vince McMahon essentially retiring and Stephanie becoming the chairwoman, co-CEO, along with Nick Khan, with Triple H taking over of creative. Now, that was where we were at in the summer, and I would consider this the probably the best period we were at with this entire story. In December, we get more of another Wall Street Journal story that is breaking, and with that, we get we basically get more details in terms of the allegations with Vince McMahon and more details and more information about that, like more additional stories, etc. After that, we get into a recent report. So we're finally in 2023, and the report is Wall Street Journal reports that Vince McMahon is essentially plotting his return back to the company with the intention of selling WWE. So that was the whole thing there. From then on, literally the day after, Vince is already back on the board of directors, literally the day after. And fast forward, only 4 days later, we get the resignation from Stephanie McMahon and the announcement that Vince is officially the executive chairman. So that's where we're at, but wait, there's more. So obviously, the internet is a wild place. We know this. And there is a lot of different stuff that has been going around, a lot of rumors that have been going around, etc. Now, the main one that has been reported by a couple of people now, and let me pull this stuff up here. So, the rumor that was going around earlier and was that the Saudis were essentially purchasing WWE. That was the rumor that was going around. And I remember just a couple days ago chatting about this with Will, because this had been already a rumor that or like a more of a theory that people had of a possibility of it happening, right? So people were thinking like, oh, this is a possibility. When I saw this thing start brewing on the internet, immediately I just thought, God, I hope not, because there is so many repercussions to that. I do not think it's a good idea for the Saudis to own WWE, right? So that had already started. There was already people developing these theories that that's what was going on. So I want to kind of talk a little bit about why I just thought, you know what, it's not going to be the Saudis, this and that. So I don't know how many of you guys have been keeping up with the story regarding Live Golf. So Live Golf literally is owned by the Saudis, and they literally have like the top golf players in the world, okay, and they're making banks, like they're paying they're paying their athletes bank and this and that because we know that they've got money. Well, for like a year now, they have been trying to get a TV deal and they can't. I think they're putting their stuff up on YouTube because people don't want to work. Don't want to, the networks don't want to have essentially this company that's owned by the Saudis to have, they don't want to do TV deals with them. They've, if they could down the line, right? If, things change. But as of right now, they haven't been able to necessarily land one. Now, this is what's going on with them. So when I knew of that story, I'm like, bro, that's not a good idea for, for WWE to be owned by the Saudis, given that, this is going on with this company. And, this can, I don't know, my assumption, my estimation is that this can impact possible upcoming TV negotiations for WWE. So like that's a big concern. On top of that, you're basically thinking of all these other ramifications that can happen where, people, whether it be networks, sponsors could be like, we don't want to take part in this working relationship. So there's just a lot of different ramifications that can come of that. So there are now, so just a couple of who's been putting stuff out. So Cassidy Haynes of bodyslam.net put, for what it's worth, I'm told that the Saudi deal is done and they're taking the company private. This is from Cassidy Haynes of bodyslam.net. We also have, and let me pull up the account so that I can read the actual tweet here. 1 second. And I should have probably had this beforehand, but give me a second. All right. And then we also have, let me see, let me pull this up. This is a tweet from Jeremy Botter, who tweeted out, I'm sure others are hearing the same thing I am, but word from inside WWE is that an announcement is coming shortly that the company is going back to being privately funded by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So this is what's going on. This is what the rumor is. And now, I guess now it's just a wait and see until WWE makes the confirmation themselves of whether or not this is happening. But this is where we're at right now. This is what the big rumors are. This is what is happening. And I don't know what to say other than this, guys. In terms of why I think it happened this way is just my assumption here is that, clearly Vince McMahon still wants to run creative. That's my assumption. That's just my guess, my estimate. And my whole thing is, if this is true that it was officially sold to the Saudis and the Saudis now run WWE, that's officially official. I'm going to wait until they officially confirm this, right? If that is true, God, I really, really am worried about what this means for the future of WWE. Like, it is terrifying to think about. And I know there's going to be some people are like, oh, she's over exaggerating this and that. Like, no, this is terrifying. Like, we know, like, okay, they were already getting so much shit for doing, the 1 show, 2 shows that they were doing, throughout the year for Crown Jewel and all of that. And, everybody's been talking about the blood money and this and that. So now imagine having the whole entire company owned by them. I really, really hope not. But damn, the fact that this rumor is now so strong that everybody's pretty much like talking about it is pretty scary to me. And that's where we're at. And I'm sorry, I don't know what to say. Oh yeah, there was one more thing that I wanted to say, and I don't want to skip over this, but the other thing is that Vince McMahon, again, my assumption is I know he said that the day-to-day operations would stay the same and that he had faith in Triple H and some of the other people that were, doing basically saying he wasn't going to touch those roles of theirs, that was going to stay the same. Well, it was very obvious when you saw that. You're automatically thinking, okay, that can't be true. And whoever believes that, like, you're crazy if you believe this, right? You're crazy if you believe that Vince doesn't want to take over creative again. I don't think anybody was buying that whatsoever. And so now the way that I see it is I'm thinking, okay, well, I don't know, sells to the Saudis. Again, if this is true, sells to the Saudis, and he can have creative all he wants. So that's what I'm thinking. That's how I'm feeling right now. Bring up if there's anything that I skipped over or anything that you want to bring up, any points or how you're feeling. Go ahead and send in some comments, and I will make sure to pull this up. And again, I'm sorry, guys. This news is literally breaking as it's happening. Like, this is all like happening right now. And I had prepared a show, and it was supposed to be about NXT, but nobody cares about NXT right now. And so I'm just kind of going with the flow of this show. Jared Jackson sends in a super chat saying, Vince isn't right, man. How isn't he canceled? Keep it up, Denise. You're a superstar just getting started. We all keep supporting. Best in the game. You and Solo Monster, hands down. Thank you so much for the kind comment. I'm going to be honest, like, I was not prepared to do this podcast about, Vince McMahon and Stephanie, but we should have known, given earlier with the news about Stephanie McMahon. And I was thinking, okay, I'll touch on that really quickly and then, worry about the rest of the show and then, focus on a news video afterwards. I wasn't expecting for all of this to go down, like, literally within the last hour or so. So this has just been kind of a nightmare. And I don't think I've processed it either. Like, I know I'm still waiting for the official confirmation, but from WWE and all of that. But I think just right now, the fact that this is going around and this is the news that's going around, it's like, I haven't processed it. I'm sitting here thinking, what does this mean? What does this mean for the future? What the hell is going to happen? I don't know. But thank you so much to Jared for the kind super chat here today. And man, guys, Chris says, should Mansoor beat Roman by pinfall or submission? I think at this point, man, it's just hitting the wall, man. Damn. Next thing you know, we're gonna have, I don't know. God, I don't even know anymore. But thanks, Chris, for making me laugh here. I appreciate it, man. I really, really do appreciate the joke there. All right. So where are we at? Let's see what people are saying, because this is just nuts here. And I know everybody just wants to talk about this. Eventually, I am going to have to recap NXT just because, well, that's what the point of this podcast was supposed to originally be. But we got pretty much everybody here sending some thoughts, guys, so we can kind of feed off of that. And that way I can talk a little bit more about this, as well. But we got people saying that, let's see what people are saying about this. We got a super chat here from Matt Musings who says, wouldn't Sammy and Kevin Owens be fired? They've never worked a Saudi show. I don't know. I would assume, look, God, I almost feel, and I don't think this is something that would happen. And this is me thinking from a totally different perspective. Like, this is not something that Vince would ever think, but me as a different person and as a different human, if I sold my company to the Saudis, right? And let's say I sold it to them. I don't know. I would give people the option, and I know that's not going to happen. This is totally not going to happen, but I would give people like this an option of being like, you know what? You can leave. Like, this is your opportunity to kind of take an out, but that's not going to happen though. We got contracts in place. That's not going to happen. And obviously, I'm a different person and we're different people, but this here, yeah, I don't see it happening. I don't know what that would mean for them. I don't know. Thank you so much to Matt Musings for sending this in as well. I like how everybody's like, this is better. Nobody cares about NXT. And what's sad too is that we had some things to talk about NXT today, because there were some things that were just not good. Dante NYC says, I refuse to believe that rumor until WWE comes out and confirms it. I don't want to believe the rumor, guys. I really don't. When I started hearing it and I literally like tweeted about it and everybody was mad at me because I tweeted that I had heard a rumor and I'm like, it's just a rumor. I don't know. But if it's true, like, damn, bro, I hope it's not. It's pretty much the same thing a lot of people have been hearing as well. But damn, this is depressing, guys. This is really depressing. Really freaking depressing. All right, let's see what else we got. Mauricio says, I'm gonna need Dynamite to be great so I can get my mind away from this crap. Well, tomorrow I will be at Dynamite in Los Angeles, and God, that seems like a year away from now, even though that's literally just tomorrow. Literally just tomorrow, but it's just so surreal, like Kyler says here. And we got official Jared Myers who sends in a super chat saying, if this is true, do I think it's the end of WWE? Like, I know it's dramatic to say that it would be the end, right? Like, that's very dramatic. But again, just given all of, like, I've been talking to people that, you know, are more knowledgeable than I am when it comes to this. And, you know, I was talking with somebody and this person kind of painted, you know, basically along the same lines of thinking, you know what, this is not going to be good for them at all. And we're just talking a little bit about like what the ramifications of that would be and what can happen. And I feel bad too for people, because if this is true, it's like all of a sudden, you know, you're officially, you know, taking money from you know, you're getting played with blood money essentially, and that really sucks. That really sucks, man. And I feel bad for the talent. Again, if this is true, I feel really bad for the talent to have to put in a situation like that where it's like, fudge, this is what's going on now. What the hell do you even do about it? I don't know. Is it the end of WB? I think it's going to be, I think it would be a different WWE, but I don't know how, I don't know. I feel like it would be too dramatic for me to say it'd be the end, but damn, you'd be freaking licking the end. You would be getting there, man. You would be getting there, which is just terrifying to say. I don't even want to think about it. And I think that's why I've been sort of, you know, processing all of this here. Emily Duda says, what about their openly gay superstars like Sonya? And dude, I mean, this is everything. Like, it is, we know that things that are run the way that the Saudi government runs things, it's not like what you see here. You know, they don't like a lot of people in terms of, you know, being gay, being a woman, all of that. That's not necessarily something that, you know, flies with them. You know, clearly the operations would still be, Jesus Christ, this is just such a mess. This is a mess. And I don't know what to say. This is a mess, guys. I really hope it's not true. And at this point, I'm kind of feeling like that hope of me thinking that it's not true is slipping away. It really is slipping away. Like, I feel like I'm in denial right now. And I think a lot of you guys are trying to process, you know, your thoughts here too. And we're not going to officially know until they officially say, like, this is what's happening, right? Like, this is what's going on. But there are going to be ramifications. What those ramifications are, I do not know yet. You could only assume right now. The first things first is, how are the networks going to react with this? How is this going to affect TV deals? How is this going to affect sponsorships? You know, what are you going to do? Michael AR says, what does this mean for the women's Jewish wrestlers? Same thing. I have no idea. Sheldon Jackson says, what's crazy to me is that the board told Vince, nah, we good. And Vince said, okay, I'm coming back anyway. Is he still under investigation with the SEC? Yes, that was definitely something that was also mentioned in the Wall Street Journal article. And that is one of the things too that has not astonished me, because let's be real, like, people with power and people with leverage stuff like this can happen. Like, things will move fast. Like, maybe you and I, us ordinary people, don't know because we're not here with a shit ton of power, but there are people that can get away with things when they have power. And Vince has some power. Like, his whole thing was he thought he was given some bad advice. And I remember, like, my whole thing was, man, you know what? Maybe Nick Khan will put a stop to this. Like, I was even thinking that. I was thinking maybe Nick Khan would put a stop to this. I don't know. Maybe they because, like, my other thing that I was trying to think about, or the other thing that I was thinking too, was, well, clearly, bringing back Vince, and we've seen this happen with in other aspects of entertainment, when you bring back somebody that is, accused of, whatever they're accused of in other situations in entertainment, usually there's backlash. Things are done in this case. Sometimes you even see more people come out with their stories because they're like, oh man, like, all of this stories came out and that wasn't enough. Then, you know what? I'm going to come out with my story. So I thought maybe there would be more stories coming out in regards to Vince and, the allegations that he's already had on him. I thought that was going to be something that happened. And I mean, I don't know, it still can, but I did think that it would happen. Like, I thought the second that the Wall Street Journal basically posted, when they posted the whole thing about Vince basically plotting to get back to WWE, I thought, okay, maybe there's going to be more that comes out. And which is weird too, because they had already just put out an article prior to this where they did have a lot more information come out. So yeah, okay. And let's see what we got here. And everybody's just like, everybody has questions. That's where we're at right now. Ryan Johnson says, Saudi and the U.S. don't have the best relationship. Could the U.S. government shut it down if they deem the sale as a concern for national security? I don't think so. And I think this goes back to the Live Golf situation that I was talking about earlier. But thank you so much to Ryan Johnson for sending that super chat in. Chris Rain says, I can't wait to hear Max's rap tomorrow. Keith Duran says, how do you think this will affect future TV deals? Would they stay on USA Fox, or would they need to find another home for their content? That was the one thing that I mentioned earlier as well. So for those of you guys who missed this, I was talking earlier about Live Golf and how they basically haven't been able to get a TV deal. They haven't been able to get a TV deal. They literally have the top players like in the world, and they can't get a TV deal because of the Saudis. And, they're getting rejected as of right now. I mean, who knows down the road if they will land a TV deal, but as of right now, they've been rejected, and they've been broadcasting on YouTube. And they literally have the top players, but, and that's affected them. So I feel like it would have to, like, just based on that, or just based on, this whole thing and everything, how can it not affect future TV deals? I mean, it's got to, right? It's definitely got to. Justin Martin says, this is all Jinder Mahal's fault. He showed up on NXT tonight and the whole world went to crap. Poor Jinder Mahal. Bless his heart. Although, since I don't know if I'm going to get any NXT conversation in at all, in regards to Jinder, I was very angry when he did defeat Julius. I was not a fan of that whatsoever, but who knows if I even get to that today. All right. So Cliff Marco says he couldn't sell to Disney. He's a Disney villain. Bro, we need freaking Mickey Mouse to like run in, get ready to cash in his briefcase on this, and just have a little gif of like Mickey Mouse. Someone should make the meme of like Mickey Mouse running out with the money in the bank briefcase ready to cash in. All right, let's see what else we got here. Emily Duda says some of this must have been pre-arranged by Vince before coming back. A deal in 3 days with no time for NBC or Disney to put together offers. This is suspicious. Yeah, I feel you, man. And especially because so many of us thought like, okay, well, with every with the Peacock already owning the WWE content, with Raw and NXT on the USA Network, I thought for the most part it seemed like that would be the direction that they would head in, and that was what I felt most comfortable with, that I actually thought was going to happen. So that's pretty much where we're at with that. And sorry guys, I'm just making sure that nothing new has been posted. I'm still waiting to see more new stuff go down and see what's been out there. Okay, and let's press on from here. I know everybody's sending in a bunch of questions, and I'm so sorry because again, I was planning on reviewing NXT tonight. Oh boy, did I get fudged with my time slot. Abnormally Lilith says, man, we had a really fun few months without Vince. Guess AEW wins with the asterisk. We did not realize how good we had it there for a minute, and now I feel bad. Like, now I feel bad that I didn't fully soak it in. I didn't. Those couple of months where we just had Triple H running creative and Stephanie and Nick Khan, being co-CEOs. I don't think we really soaked it in that much. We should have definitely appreciated it a little bit more. You know what? Now I'm pissed at myself. Honestly, I'm pissed at myself for judging Raw a little too hard. I'm just angry at myself now. Oh my God. Mentira says this is all Denise's fault because of her prediction. So for those of you guys who do not know, Sean and I on my YouTube channel, we did a 2023 predictions video. And on that video, God, I freaking said it. I said Vince will force a sale of WWE. I said that. I freaking said that. I manifested that thing. I mean, I didn't mean for it to happen. I just figured it would happen because it just made sense to Vince McMahon's personality traits. And so I just thought, okay, well, this seems like a pretty, solid prediction, but I still didn't actually really think that it would go down this way, though. That's what I'm saying. Okay, and let's see what else we got here. Let's see what people are saying. Ryan Pregler says, this sucks. The bloodline was so good, and now we might not even get a conclusion when Sammy walks out over this. Dan V900 says the vague tweeting by journalists needs to stop. It simply wouldn't happen by real journalists and sports imagining go something big isn't incoming, hilarious, just no credibility to tweet that way. I think that a lot of the reasons why I don't necessarily see that as like vague tweeting, because you got to understand, here's the thing. Sometimes, there's a whole process, right? Like there's a whole process to this. You find things out and, people are doing their due diligence to find out, what more information can be gathered. There's also, people being told things off the record. There's, rumors just going around in general, and you're like, holy shit, is this true? This and that. And that's pretty much where we're at. And it's funny too, because I just posted like, all the rumors that I'm hearing, they're just rumors, but I have no words. And it's true. I was hearing rumors, and they were the same rumors you guys were hearing, or some of you guys were hearing, or that were going around on the internet. And to me, it's like, well, they were just rumors. I was hoping that they weren't true, but shit, they're going around, man. I really was hoping they weren't true. And I'm still hoping they're not true. DNV900, thank you so much for sending in that super chat as well. We got from Chile who says, let's be honest. As much as a freak Vince is, what he did is pretty genius. Forced himself into the company and then sold it to the highest bidder and somebody who would probably let him continue on running creative. Maybe he feels, maybe he feels like it was just definitely a safest bet. You make a bunch of money and you essentially get, yourself a nice little cozy position in what you want, essentially. Because it's clear that Vince still wants to, do creative. And because he said, like, he felt that he had gotten bad advice, that he felt that the whole situation would have died down. And I think under anybody else, under Comcast, like anybody else, I don't think he knows that he probably would not be able to get back into the position of writing creative and all of that. And I think this to him, was the best bet. God, this is heartbreaking. Oh my God. Like we're talking about this but I'm still hoping that it's not true. Okay. And Joan says, so is Raw going to be a YouTube show? Can you imagine that? Oh my God. Oh God, no. I don't even want to think about that. All right. So, and let's see what else we got here. See what people are saying. This is from Jared, who says, who sells to the Saudis over Disney? Who sells to Saudis over Disney? Who drunk? I think it's just a matter of making sure that he basically keeps a spot where he wants to keep it. All right. And let's see what other, situation we're getting here and see what people are saying. Everybody's just, We have so much. All right. Brendan B says, I can't imagine Matthew has been banging his keyboard against his head for the past 6 months. I don't know what you're in reference to. So you can just clarify that one in the comments. Sorry. I don't want to mess up your super chat, but I'm sorry. Okay, and let me press on from here. Heidi Ho says, hot take alert. I'm going to predict AEW gets 1.2 million tomorrow night with fans jumping ship. I don't know because, again, nothing has officially been confirmed by WWE. And two, I mean, you got to understand, I feel like if people like, I don't think so. I mean, there's obviously going to be people that want to just tune in to watch the show because they've announced a really great show. There's a lot of really good stuff happening on AEW Dynamite tomorrow, like a lot of really good stuff. But thank you for the hot take, Heidi He. Real Mike's World says, damn, I only just resubscribed to the WWE network last week. I'm sorry, that popped me. Oh my God. Cadillac Carson says, maybe there's a double turn and the Saudis don't let Vince control creative. The Saudis turn on Vince. Thank you, Cadillac Carson. I appreciate the jokes, guys. I really do appreciate the jokes, man. It's definitely helping lighting up the moves. And thank you so much, Matthew from Sam Fine says Matthew from Botchamania. Oh, thank you. Okay. Emily Duda says, do you think Triple H will leave? Almost died a year ago. Probably will have creative freedom taken away. His wife left. They've got 3 kids. I would leave, says Emily Duda. You know what's crazy about this is that my whole thought process and all of this was thinking how, the world turns, right? Because, let's rewind back to those Wednesday night wars between NXT and AEW. And, essentially NXT not, winning that one there. And basically the show being completely revamped, Triple H's vision of what NXT was, pretty much taken away from him. It was taken away and it was completely revamped. Unfortunately, he did suffer a cardiac, event. And, he has to this day, he had to retire because of it. He can't get into the ring. He can't wrestle anymore. He had to retire at WrestleMania. So I remember at WrestleMania when he went out there and he, put his boots down, and I was just thinking, my God, like, I can't believe how 1 second, he's running NXT and doing this and that. And, now, unfortunately, because of the situation that happened, nearly dying, which was something that he spoke about in an interview with ESPN, and really gave a lot of details on that. And that was really scary to hear. And then, having to retire when it wasn't your choice. And that was one of the things that really sucks when people have to retire and it's not like their choice, right? And then fast forward a couple months later after WrestleMania, and this whole, everything that went down goes down. And next thing you know, he's running creative. And I thought, man, what a win for Triple H. I thought, shit, he got his show taken away. He had this very serious thing happen in his life. And then, now he's back on creative. And I foolishly thought, okay, this is really just, good things happening, right? Like the earth healing or something. I don't know. And, but now, with Stephanie leaving, it is one of those things where you got to wonder, like, is Triple H going to stick around? Is he not going to stick around? What's going to happen? Wild prediction. You know what? I'm just going to put a wild prediction out there. I don't even believe it. But you know what? Screw it. For the sake of crazy wild predictions, Triple H pops in, debuts in AEW. Bam. There you go. That's my wild ass prediction. I don't really believe. Well, do I believe that? I don't know. Anything can happen, right? Thank you, Emily Duda. I don't know what this means for Triple H. Like I said, I thought things were really, I thought they were okay. Okay, and let's see what else we got here and see what people are saying. This is from Schwartz Bruder, who says, seems like all the news sites are confirming this. Hold on 1 second. Let me just double check what the hell's going on. I don't have anyone helping me on these shows right now, guys. So I got to get all the information as you guys are getting the information and also hold a stream together. So Give me a second here as to what is going on. All right. Okay, I'm still waiting to either see this on F4W at the moment or on Fightful, which are my go-tos, obviously. So I'm going to give it a second here and see what is happening right now. All right, and I'm just going to wait for that to come in, which that'll probably officially come in once I'm probably even done with this stream. Guys, this is shit. Holy crap. All right, thank you, Schwartz Bruder, for sending this in. Okay, and see, I'm not even on Twitter right now either. This is just nuts. Everybody's just messaging me. Shit's going down and this and that. All right, let's get some more stuff going in here and see what's happening, everyone. Okay, and let's see. Oh my God, there's just so much. Our Red sends in a super chat saying, you know that Vince is getting a movie now, or at least an HBO miniseries. Who should play Vince McMahon in his biopic? I say Idris Elba. Dude, Idris Elba is a phenomenal freaking actor, man. Phenomenal actor. I don't know if he'd play Vince McMahon, though. He doesn't give me Vince McMahon vibes. He does, unless he can really do the voice like, you ruined it. You ruined it. It's good shit, pal. I don't know. That's my best Vince McMahon impression, and it's ass. All right, and God, let's see what else we got here. JB's production says, what would happen to women's wrestling in Saudi-owned WWE? Well, I don't think it'll be like all of a sudden we don't get any women's wrestling. Like, that's not what I'm expecting at all. Because clearly, you know, the shows here would still be as is, right? Like, I don't imagine there being like all of a sudden, oh, they can't wear this and they can't wear that when they're performing in, I don't know, New York or something. Like, no, like, I don't think anything like that is going to change by any means, but what the hell do I know? JB's Productions, thank you for sending this in as well. Let's see what else we got here. This is Chris who says, I see it too, Denise. I see it too. What's Motorhead Paul Sledge doing in the Elite Zone? Brandon B says, who do you think is replacing Kevin Owens at the Rumble if he leaves with Sammy? It's too early to say, guys. It's too early to say. I don't even know. Nene says 2023 has to chill for reals, guys. 554K says, great job with all the updates and all the timeline graphic BTW. I'm trying, guys. I really am trying. It's very hard, but thank you so much for that. Cadillac Carson says, shout out to the NXT talent. They worked hard tonight, but no one is really paying attention. God bless them. I'm going to have to change the whole title and thumbnail of this video, by the way. Like, someone's going to really hop into this, like wanting an NXT review, and they got 3 minutes of it at the top, and then it completely changed into something else. Once I saw like how many people were in here, I'm like, yep, they're not here for NXT. Alrighty, guys. And that's where we're at right now. So thank you to everyone who's been coming in right now. And let's see what people are saying really quickly. Shit has hit the fans. I don't think any of us are actually going to sleep today, really, with all of this news and stuff going down. Let's see. All right, this is from Sean, who says, hey guys, one of the hot rumors is that Saudi buyers are interested in WWE. I've gained no actual information thus far to indicate that this is actually happening outside a few vague hinting messages from people outside of WWE. WWE contacts claim to not know what the hints were about. And then he also said more on the hot Saudi rumor. So that's, Jesus, this has been a nightmare, everyone. All right, and let's see what else we got here. And thank you so much to everybody who's been really nice and just kind of, chilling right now, because clearly things are a mess and a lot of us are confused and don't really know what's happening. This is from our Reds, who says, do you think Ryback could come back and could make a comeback now that Vince is back? Feed me more. You think he's hitting him up? Feed me more on the DMs? Who knows, man? Our Reds, thank you so much for that super chat as well. All right, guys. And I'm going to keep getting some comments in here and see what people are saying. People are looking forward to Dynamite tomorrow. Man, so should I even talk about NXT here today, guys? Should I even mention anything on NXT? I talked about the first opening match for 2 minutes and nobody cared. So I don't think I'm going to talk about NXT tonight unless I do like a quick little 5-minute review. No one gives a shit about NXT is what everyone's writing in the comments section. There you go, guys. I don't know what to say. I mean, the only things really, and I might as well just give some quick bullet points of what actually happened on NXT. I won't do anything too in depth. I might as well just run some clear, simple things. And really, we did see Jinder Mahal come out on NXT, and he basically just helped out Sangha after attacking the Creed brothers. And then from here on out, we did see Jinder Mahal basically say that, you know, he's there with Veer and Sangha to fight for respect. And it looks like they're starting, you know, they're all going to be together and stable here on NXT. So that's pretty much, looks like he's, you know, back with Indusher and all of that. So that's the whole situation with Jinder Mahal. The only other thing to note too was they had a really like iffy finish with Braun Breaker versus Grayson Waller for the NXT Championship. It was like, I hated the finish actually. They had the second ropes essentially like fall down once Grayson Waller ran Braun Breaker into it, and then they fixed it during the commercial break. But then when we came back from commercial, Grayson Waller ends up like stepping on the second rope and it basically all falls. And so he ends up falling out to the outside, and then he ends up getting counted out. And that's how he loses to Braun Breaker. So it was a really not so great finish whatsoever. And then really just the number one contenders for the women. For Roxanne Perez, we had a number one contenders battle royal today, and it was Gigi and JC who ended up essentially winning the battle royal. So what happened was they ended up being eliminated at the exact same time, with the referees basically saying that each one of them was a winner so they ended up making it a triple threat match. So we're going to be seeing Roxanne Perez take on Gigi and JC. And those are really the big major takeaways from NXT today. So congrats. You just got it too. Oh yeah. And Tiffany Stratton is back. Our Reds, and Gallus too. Gallus is back too. Our Red says, Tiff is my favorite. I think she has a very bright future. I think so too. I think she really does too. She has been somebody that has been she has been somebody that is a definite favorite, a recent favorite on NXT here. All right. And we do have another comment here from so apparently Sean tweeted that nobody in WWE has confirmed the Saudi news, and some have even said they don't believe it. Oh boy, guys. So we're seeing some conflicting stuff. We're seeing people that are believing this, not believing it, you name it. Jesus, I think that's where we're at too. Like, that's where I'm at. Like, a huge part of me believes the Saudi news because it makes a lot of sense in terms of it connecting the dots. Like, if you connect the dots as to, like, if you're Vince McMahon, you can see yourself and why you would actually, you know, why this would actually play out the way that, you know, it's, you know, the rumors are that it's played out. Okay. I can see it happening, right? But part of me is just like, this would be so detrimental to WWE that you're like, I really hope that this is not what's going down, just because, you know, I personally am very afraid of what repercussions we would see of that. Really. And let's see what else we got here. See what people are saying. Nicholas Jacobs says it's pure anger for me now. I get it, guys. I really get it. Let's see what else we got. Brenda Boxer says 100% Vince sold to those money marks. Oh man, I think everybody here, look guys, until we actually hear anything that is really truly official, they're just rumors right now. And we just kind of got to wait and see what actually happens. And I'm still, man. So right now I would just take it as a very, very hot rumor, even though we just did a whole podcast on it. Victor Holland says, if WWE loses TV in the US, does that mean Rampage moves into SmackDown's time slot? Oh God, I don't know. That is like, if this were to happen, just to play devil's advocate, if this were to happen, no, that would be just too nuts, guys. I can't even right now. It's too far off for me to even say again, just playing devil's advocate. I don't know. I really, truly don't know anymore. Our Shacklefield says groundbreaking rumor. This is the hottest like rumor that we've had going around in a freaking long time. In a long time. I feel like this is really a good one. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see. Oh man, that's kind of it, guys. I feel like that's where we're at right now, and I'm pretty sure things could change. I'm pretty sure things could change. Maybe even by like tomorrow, and we'll probably have more information. We'll either have this rumor be completely shut down, or maybe there will be more adding to it. We don't know. We'll see what happens. So unless we got any more, if you guys want to bring up any more comments or topics, go ahead and let me know in the comments, and I'll kind of pull those through, since we're pretty much just winging this podcast. Usually my podcasts are a lot more structured than this. They're not a hot disaster. They're not a hot disaster. I would consider this podcast a hot disaster today, because I was not prepared to talk about this whatsoever. Mike is like, stay on, Denise. I love how everybody just wants me to stay on. I don't even got anything new to add, everyone. Oh, man. Let's see what people are saying. We got a super chat here from Ryan Pregler says, so if we all boycott WWE under the new regime, can meet back next week to review AEW Dark? Oh, shit. Well, I mean, that would be like, what else would I be here to review? I don't know. I'd have to find something. Our Red sends in a super chat saying, do you think the USA government could intercede with WWE if it's so to Saudi Arabia? I do not think so. And it's funny because I actually have, I'm getting my uncle's calling me because he probably wants to know what he's probably calling me to find out what I know. And so yeah. Okay. Thank you to our Reds for sending this in. I don't think so, by the way. I don't really know about that, but my assumption is I don't think so. All right, and let's see what else people are saying here and what is happening. Thank you to Liz Meow Meow, who says you're helping us process this. Thank you. I'm really trying. Again, I'm really just in the same boat as all of you guys. Trying to figure out what the hell is going on and basically piecing things together and really just trying to laughing now says Uncle Howdy calling Denise confirmed. Hey, you know what? Breaking news. Uncle Howdy just called me on my podcast. Thank you to Laughing for sending this in. You know what? I've been keeping it a secret, everybody, but I'm technically I'm gonna be part of the Fiend stable. You know, I'm one of them. I'm gonna I don't know. There, the joke died. All right, PT Rocks 34 says I genuinely hope this isn't true. Triple H has made the show so much better. I guess I'm watching just AEW going forward. And it has been a huge improvement with Triple H. There were some weeks that I didn't really think, were that great. But, I've definitely will take this way over having to watch the exact same matches over and over again, having really silly outcomes to matches that just were not, that were just not good, I want to be excited about what we're watching. And that's the thing. Like, we get so many glimpses of this. We get so many glimpses of good programming on WWE. And I know there's going to be some people saying, what the hell is she talking about? I haven't seen anything good on WWE. No, I'm being serious. There has been a lot of really good stuff, a lot of things that I really, really enjoyed, that I've been a fan of. And when you see those glimpses of that, and then you get some of the really bad stuff that you get, you're like, man, why? We should be getting constant good stuff on the show, or at least feel like there's an effort being made. And it got to the point where the weekly television with Vince, it didn't feel like that effort was being necessarily made, or maybe it was just, he was forgetting things. I don't know. I don't even know what to say about that, because it really just was very hard. There were some points where it got really hard to watch the programming. We got a super chat here from Caden C's. Thank you so much to Caden, who says, here's my money from my canceled Peacock sub. I broke into tears a few minutes ago. It's just really, really sad. Oh, man, guys. Thank you so much to Caden C's for sending in this super chat here. Don't get sad yet, guys. Don't get sad yet. Jared Jackson says, what if they move WWE from the U.S. altogether? No, that would not be, I don't think that would be smart at all. Like, at all. I don't think so. I don't think it'd be great. Nope. Thank you to Jared Jackson for sending that in as well. Oh no. Let's see what else we got here. Damn, some of your guys' comments are really funny, but I'm not brave enough to read them on the air. Let's see what else we got here and see what people are saying about the whole situation here. This is just a reacting stream at this point. I'm gonna have to change the title. Let's see. All right, this is from official Jared Myers, who says, Vince isn't being very oozy right now, my dog. We are watching our childhood collapse in real time. We are all invested so much into WWE, and this happens. That's what I'm afraid of, guys. You know, I've been really afraid of bad things happening because, you know, we just literally came, and this is not to say that we ever had a period where bad stuff wasn't happening, but not to bring everybody back, but we're literally we're still, you know, we just went through a pandemic where we didn't go outside our houses for like 2 years. And that really that bursted my bubble of this, you know, quote unquote perfect world. And I think that that really opened my eyes to where man, shit can really go down and really ruin my my life. And you know, obviously bad stuff has been happening forever, but this was something that really affected the entire population, and it was recent, and it changed so many people's lives. And after that, I'm just thinking to myself, anything can happen. Like, we just went through you know, and we're still going through it. Like, COVID's still here. You know, granted now we're a little bit better, but you know, it got really bad for us where we couldn't go on. You know, people, you know, were dying, and it's like, to me now, I feel like my perfect bubble has bursted, and I feel like anything bad can happen. And so now I've always been really terrified of bad things happening, just because, you know, it feels like it's always there. And obviously this is not comparing to that whatsoever. But damn, for wrestling fans, this is bad, you know, but it definitely does not compare to a real worldwide pandemic, by the way. I should make that clear. So this was definitely not an importance next to that. Zero Pile says, what if Tony Khan hired Triple H to run Ring of Honor if let go from WWE? See, that would be completely shocking, right? But Tony Khan has made it clear that he wants to run creative for his, you know, for the stuff that he owns. He's made it very clear that he wants to run creative for all of that. But thank you so much to Zero Pile. But that was my crazy prediction. That's it. That way, if it happens, it can have a clip of me saying that it happened. My crazy, wild prediction. Triple H shows up in AEW. Alrighty. Let's see what else we got here. See what people are saying. Doppelganger asked how many people would walk out of WWE. I mean, can you blame them? I if that were to happen, I don't know, guys. That would be everybody would handle the situation differently. Charles S. Sadler says William Regal, ... Man, guys. Yeah, I do. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know. Emily Judah says, was Stephanie forced out, or did she leave willingly? Maybe because she disagreed with the Saudi Arabia decision. I can't believe she'd be cool with it. The second that the rumors started going around, or that it got really hot in terms of you know, the Saudis buying WWE and this and that, right away it was like, oh shit, is this why Stephanie, you know, is this why she left? Right? That was clearly what popped into everybody's mind. Is this why she left? And I'm not gonna lie to you, it popped into my mind for sure. This popped into my mind. I'm thinking that, to me, is only one of the reasons why I feel like the rumor could be very true, is because, again, you're just connecting the dots. You know, it makes sense for Vince to do this, and it would make sense for Stephanie to leave if maybe she disagreed with the sale of this and maybe didn't want any part in it, right? That's why I do think that, you know, this rumor has a lot of steam to it, because you're thinking, oh, you're connecting the dots with the news that just broke in regards to Stephanie. But then again, she was already wanting to, you know, take a break even prior to this. She had that leave of absence. Prior to this. So maybe you can say, well, maybe now she just felt, now that with her dad back, either she felt or maybe they felt that, she didn't need to be there. Maybe she just wanted to go back and, be with her daughters, be with her family. Keep in mind she has been working all of these years and, also being a mother and all of that. And you clearly, I'm sure she wants to, enjoy time with her daughters and watch them grow up and stuff like that. My first assumption, though, when I read that statement, my first assumption of that was that she was forced out. That was my first assumption, but then it didn't really make too much sense to me. So I kind of feel like it was something that was definitely done willingly. That to me, rereading the statement and just kind of trying to read a little bit in between the lines, to me, it felt like it was she left willingly. For whatever the reasons may be, I don't know what the actual reason is, but I do feel that it was done willingly instead of her forced to be out. But I guess maybe we'll find out in the future. Oh no, Deontay Swinger says, I think my last message got missed on accident. It's been a wild night. Much love, Denise. This has been a wild night. Deontay, I really hope I did not miss your comment. I'm very sorry. But thank you so much for letting me know. And I'm very, very sorry if I missed your comment with this. Seriously. I'm very, very sorry. But thank you so much for sending this in regardless. Ed Jones says, Stephanie McMahon shoot interview incoming. Are you kidding me? I would be freaking thrilled over the moon. If like we were to get something like that, because I'm here for the tea. Everybody. All right, so let's see what else we got here, what people are saying. This is from Jared Jackson. Says, let's keep her on, guys. Break bread. Thank you, Jared. I appreciate it. Seriously, man, this stream turned out to be completely man. Now you know what? Now I'm pissed. I sat here and I wrote a bunch of notes about NXT, and I was going to sit here and talk about NXT. And, now there's other theories coming in from people on the chat here pointing out, that adding again to the theory of, or rather adding again to the rumor about, the Saudis buying WWE, because Michael R says because she's a woman. Man, you see what I mean? Like, this rumor definitely has a lot of leg to it. It feels like it does. It feels like it has a lot of leg to it, but let's see what else we got here. And let's see what else we got and see what y'all are saying. Man, this has been nuts. JB's production says, Denise pulling an all-night stream at this rate. Man. John says, not sure if this is what we call Speak Now episode or a review or a therapy session. By the way, I do want to let it be known, if you've never watched my show before, I swear to God, it's a lot more organized than this. I put so much effort into these shows, and I usually have, just a way more organized show. It's usually not just like this. There's more of a purpose, because we're talking about NXT on Tuesdays, Dynamite on Wednesdays, and Friday Smackdown and Rampage. So I swear to God, I'm not all over the place like this much. On my other shows, by the way. Again, I was not planning on talking about this whatsoever. Really, truly, I wasn't. And then tomorrow, also, I will be at AEW Dynamite Live. So my show will go on a little bit later instead of immediately after. It takes me about 30 minutes to get home. So, give or take an hour, and I'll be here live. So just give me an hour to actually walk out of the venue and get back to my house and just, piece myself together, and I'll be here to talk about Dynamite for sure. But thank you so much to John for also sending in that comment as well. All righty. And let's see what else we got here. And if not, then we'll be close to wrapping up this show here. We don't got anything else to go about in a second. Then we'll just go ahead and wrap up the show. I'm still waiting to see if there's been any additional updates, but right now it's not looking like it. Cadillac Carson says, I'm kind of a fan of your unorganized shows. Everybody likes a hot mess. Twitchface says, this is a good show. No need to apologize. Thank God, because I was seriously stressed out about doing the show, especially when I realized nobody wanted to talk about NXT. And then I'm like, oh man, I'm seriously screwed right now. So that's kind of how I felt about, doing the show all willy-nilly. Thank you so much to Deontay Swinger, who says, BTW, no worries. Please try to get some sleep. Thank you so much for sending this in as well. All righty. And let's see what else we got. That's it, guys. Looks like that's it. Sam Fine says just Denise talking shit is a good show. Oh, man. You know what the crazy part is, guys? Tomorrow, this show is either going to be severely outdated in the sense that we might find out that this is all a bunch of hocus pocus, nonsense, not real, a fake rumor that, we fell for or we believed in because it felt very true. So this could be tomorrow, this whole podcast could be completely outdated, or tomorrow we can find even bigger news where all of a sudden it's like, holy shit, this is really going down. We're definitely going to find out a lot more within the next couple of hours, that's for sure. And I'm pretty sure F4W is about to have a speculation article coming out soon. So probably within the next couple of however long, I'm pretty sure there's going to be an article that goes up about the speculations that are going around right now. Let's see. Brandon B says, can't wait for crap to hit the fan the moment the stream ends. Right? Watch this. The second I end this stream, it's going to be like everywhere, confirmation, etc. And I'm going to be like, fuck, damn. If anything, if that were to happen, I'm going to pop right back in and be like, I'm back. I'm back. Thank you so much to Brandon B for sending this in, guys. Man, this is so crazy. Someone makes a joke here saying Vince actually sold to Taco Bell. Dude, if Vince sold to Taco Bell, I'd be pretty damn happy about that. Are you kidding me? I like Taco Bell. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be like, Taco Bell is, trash and this and that. But, man, Taco Bell is good stuff, man. I don't care what anyone says. I'm a fan of Taco Bell. Now, if Taco Bell wants to sponsor me, I'd be very, very happy about that. But I doubt that's going to happen. All right, everyone. So, sorry for the super messed up show. Hopefully the rumors aren't true, but this is where we're at right now. Jared Jackson says 13 cents left. Y'all help me. Thank you, Jared Jackson, for the super chat. This was the show. Sorry if it was a mess. I appreciate you guys being in here, and we'll see what happens, everyone. I will be back tomorrow after Dynamite. Not immediately after, probably about an hour after, because I just need time to get home. But that's it, guys. Thank you so much, everyone, and take care. Now, hopefully no news breaks. All right, I'm logging off. This is it. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.